It's howling time.
That's right. Welcome to It's Howling Time with the Howling Wolf. I'm going to be giving you selections for Keeneland opening day for April 4th, 2019. We got an 8-card race that day, tomorrow. Now I'm going to give you my top selections. I'm sorry, I do not have my best bet or along my price horse in this today. But for the first race, it is going 4.5 furlongs for maiden $60,000. We got a field of 11 or about 12 horses. My top selection is going to be the number 2. It is Mean Sophia. Morning line odds 8-1. Mean Sophia is by Smarty Jones out of a unusual heat mare. The workouts have been February 19th, a 4 furlongs and 52.2 seconds. Breeze Gallop was the 11th best out of the 12 workouts that day. The last workout was on March 22nd, a 4 furlongs and 48.2 seconds Breeze Gallop. It was the best workout of the 21 workouts that day. My second choice, it is going to be the number 5, Sire Nick. Sire Nick is more line odds at 4-1. It is by Strong Mandate out of a Dixieland Band mare. Workouts have been March 21st at Evangeline Downs, 30 furlongs and 39.2 seconds breezing. The last workout was March 26th at Evangeline Downs at 30 furlongs and 37.3 seconds breeze gallop. It was the third best out of the 8 workouts that day. Now on to race number 2. Race number 2 is going 7 furlongs for optional claiming $20,000 for fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up. We got a field of 6 running. My top selection is going to be the number 3, Honey Bunny. Honey Bunny money line odds at 6-5. It is by Tapazar out of a Stormcat mare. Last time ran on March 15th at Oaklawn Park, and allowance $10,000. Was off slow out of the gate, made the bid going 3 wide, and was able to clear it down towards the stretch by head and finish it off and win the race by 4 lengths with Joe Rosario aboard, which is aboard her again this time. The race before that was on March 5th at the fairgrounds for optional claiming $80,000. Had to go 4 wide a bit towards the turn, then had to go even farther out towards near the middle of the track, but was able to get third by 2 1/4 lengths. The workouts were February 3rd at Oaklawn Park at 3 furlongs and 36.2 seconds breezing. Was the 5th best out of the 32 workouts that day. The last workout was February 27th at Oaklawn Park at 3 furlongs and 38 seconds breezing. Was the 7th best out of the 14 workouts that day. For what I see here, Rosario is aboard, is a drop in class, so it should have enough for this distance to get up in there. It had some nice workouts. It is in the money both of the times it ran at Keeneland. But what I'm seeing here is a little drop in distance, a stretch out, a drop in class, a stretch out in distance would be a good help. The last time ran around 7 furlongs, came in third back in October of last year at over here at Keeneland. Was able to get third, got bumped around at the start, and just didn't have enough at that time. But now that it's dropping in class, or it ran last time at the same level it did that day, but dropping in class this time and the stretch out should help out a lot. For Honey Bunny is my top selection at 6-5. My second choice is the number 1, Majestic Kindness. Morning line odds at 8-1. Majestic Kindness is by Majestic Warrior out of a Streetcar mare. Last time ran in an optional claiming $25,000. Came in second, had to take a wide trip and down towards the stretch was second and hang on to second by a nose. The last the last time it ran, the running time before that was on January 19th. It did a 6.5 furlongs for optional claiming $25,000. We had finished that race 5th by 4.5 lengths. The workouts have been at Keeneland on March 23rd. 3 furlongs and 37.2 seconds breezing was the best out of the 7 workouts that day. The last workout was March 30th at Keeneland. 3 furlongs and 35.4 seconds breezing was the best out of the 10 workouts that day. The little drop in class is a help. Hasn't ran in 2 months, so it may have a little issue here, and it hasn't had a good record at this track. But Louise Size getting aboard should be a plus and know how to get her into position well. So again, for my second choice in race number 2, it is the number 1 Majestic Kindness at 8-1. Now on down to race number 3. Race number 3. Let me get to it real fast. It's going 1 mile and 1/16 for maiden claiming $30,000. We got some good horses running here. A lot of these colts and are running. We got a field of 12, but maybe a little bit more, or even less than that, just depending, because we got some also eligibles in there, which should make it like a field of 16, but it'll be around 12 horses running if anything happens. My top selection here, it is going to be the number 12. The number 12 is Lie. Morning line odd 8-1. It is by Arch out of a Broken Bow mare. Last time ran in July 22nd and made in 32,000. Had to go 2 to 3 wide towards the turn. Was a good third, then dropped out to get up in there again for a good shot for the race. So what you need to see here is that this little drop down in distance should help out pretty well. My the other horse that I kind of like, the other race that ran was on June 28th, did a mile distance at Churchill Downs for maiden claiming $40,000. Got bumped at the start, moved up, and just tired out to be able to get up there for fourth by 5 3/4 lengths. The other time that the workouts have been on March 17th at the fairgrounds of 48.1 seconds breezing was the 9th best out of the 121 workouts that day. The last workout was on March 26th of 4 furlongs. Did in 49.3 seconds breezing was the best out of the 2 workouts that day. So now we're going to go down to, again, my top selection is the number 12, Lie at 8-1. My second choice is the number 10, Sassy King, at 7-2. Morning line odds is by Broken Vow out of a Monarchos mare. Ran a mile distance at Turfway Park for maiden $19,000. Had to go 4 wide in the path in the quarter pole and was able to get second in that race by 6.5 lengths. The last race, the race before that, that last race was on December 22nd, so it hasn't ran for more than 3 months. The race before that, it ran on December 1st, a mile distance for $19,000 maiden. Was able to get second there. Had to go wide, and right around the finish was passing up the tiring horses to get second by a length and a quarter. The workouts have been January 24th at Oakland Park, of 5 furlongs and 1 minute 2 seconds, 0.4. Breezing was the 36th best out of the 61 workouts that day. The last workout was on March 19th at Keeneland, 4 furlongs and 50 seconds. Breezing was the 10th best out of the 11 workouts that day. So what I see here is that this horse is going up in class a bit. Should be able to get, with the help of Corey Lannery, should be a great help. Knows how to get into the money, at least at this distance. Had a nice refreshing, so you may see this one coming up. The trainer percentage is 31%. So again, for my second choice, in race number 3, it is the number 10, Sassy King. My top selection is the number 12, Lie at 8-1. Now on to race number 4. It's going 6.5 furlongs for optional claiming $10,000. We got about a field of 13 or more. Take a quick look. Yeah, around 12 to 13. The 13 is also eligible if anything happens. My top selection is going to go to the number 9, Taruka. Taruka is at 7-2. Morning line is by Creative Claus out of a Street Boss mare. Last time worked out ran was January 27th, 6 furlongs for $30,000 claiming. Well, it took a bad step slowed and got bumped, had to go 3-4 wide, and just around towards the finish was able to get third by 5 lengths. Was beaten by 5 lengths from the winner. So that's how that one went. The one before that was January 1st at the fairgrounds at 6 furlongs and a sloppy track for $30,000 claiming. Was out, carried out, had to go and got blocked. And was passing up tiring horses again to get a good fourth by 7 1/4 lengths. The workouts have been March 22nd at the fairgrounds of 4 furlongs and 50.3 seconds. Breezing was the 18th best out of the 19 workouts that day. The last workout was March 29th at Keeneland of 4 furlongs and 47.2 seconds. Breezing was the third best out of the 42 workouts that day. This horse is dropping in class. Has finished against these similar horses, but has not raced in more than 2 months. So the freshening may be a little thing. May need a race. But you should see this one coming up strong from the races it had run. So again, for my top selection in race number 4, it is the number 9, Taruk at 7-2. For my second choice, I'm going with the number 3. The number 3 is Zazavan. Zazavan is moneyline odds at 5-1. Is by Dialed In out of a Bright Launch mare. Last time ran was February 24th, claiming 12,500 and was able to finish that race and win it by passing up tiring horses in that race. Won the race by half a length. The last time before that, it ran in November 18th for $8,000, claiming, was able to win that race, drove by the horses and drew away to win the race by 3 1/4 lengths. The workouts have been on March 10th at Oaklawn Park of 4 furlongs and 50 seconds. Breezing was the 45th best out of the 93 workouts that day. The last workout was on March 22nd at Louisiana Downs at 4 furlongs on a fast track. Did it in 49.3 seconds. Breezing was the third best out of the 11 workouts that day. Well, I see here what needs to be, with this little bit of stretch should help out. Maybe get a good late run in there to win with this little stretch out in distance and the little small drop in class. That you should see that this one should have a good late kick coming on. So again, for my second choice in race number 4, it is the number 3, Sazavan at 5-1. Now on to race number 5. Race number 5 is going 1 mile on the turf for allowance $83,000, non-winners of 2. Going a mile on the turf. We got a good field of about 12 horses, and there's 2 also eligibles, maybe even more than that. From what I'm seeing, there's quite a bit more. Maybe 4 also eligibles. But for my top selection, I'm going to go with the number 7, The number 7 is Fiery Speech at 15-1 morning line. Is by Street Cry out of a Pivotal Mare. Last time ran was on March 11th at the fairgrounds at a mile and 1/16 distance for allowance optional claiming $40,000. Was fractures in the gait. Just couldn't drew off a bit, tired out, and didn't have a chance at all at that last minute to do anything. The workouts have been on March 12th at Louisiana Downs, the 6 furlongs. Did in 1 minute, 18 seconds breezing. That's a slow workout there. The last workout was on March 19th, the 6 furlongs. Was in 1 minute, 13 seconds. Handily galloped, was the best out of the 2 workouts that day. It's a little step up in class, should help. Also, it hasn't raced in more than a year. So it had a nice freshening up. The workouts has looked like it's ready to go. So again, for my top selection, it is the number 7, Fiery Speech at 15-1. For my second choice, it is the number 2, Instilled Regard at 6-5 morning line. Is by Arch out of a Forestry Mare. Has not raced in more than 4 months. The last race was December 1st at Del Mar in a 1 1/8 on the turf. On the Hollywood Derby, Grade 1, was splitting foes down towards the stretch and was able to hang on to get third by 3 1/4 lengths. The last race before that was on September 22nd at Parks for the Pennsylvania Derby. Gave way, was out back and never had a chance to run. Steadied and gave way to get ninth by 25 lengths. So it was a big beat there. The workouts have been on March 23rd at 4 furlongs was 49.2 seconds breezing, was the 41st best workout out of the 59 workouts that day. The last workout was on March 30th at 4 furlongs for 49.2 seconds breezing, was the 25th best out of the 47 workouts that day. What I see here with this one, it's going against easier, it's dropping a big drop in class, has been facing tougher, ran against like horses like McKenzie, Justify, all those horses. So you may see this one coming up good late. I picked this one as my second choice because it hasn't run in over 4 months. But the dropping class and maybe the freshening that it's had should show a good race. But I'm still going with my top selection, which is the number 7, Fiery Speech at 15-1. Now on to race number 6. Race number 6 is for, let me get to it. It's going 1 1/16 for optional claiming $75,000, non-winners of 1. It is, there is a field of 12. So that goes to my top selection, which is going to be the number 3. The number 3 is Fun Finder. Fun Finder is money line odds at 8-1. Is by Cross Traffic out of a Stormcat mare. Is dropping in class today. Last time ran on March 9th at Turfway Park in a mile distance. In the stakes race was get second, was driving late, was first, the pace setter, got tired out towards the stretch and was able to hang on, yielding, and get second by length and 3/4. The last race before that was on January 19th at the fairgrounds, going 1 mile and 70 yards on the Silver Bullet Day Stakes. Was able to go inside the pace and just faded. So was the pace setter again, just got tired towards the end of the stretch, the second turn, and just faded to get 7th by 18th lengths. The times that it worked out was March 23rd at Keeneland was 4 furlongs and 50.3 seconds breezing, was the 27th best out of the 32 workouts that day. The last workout was on March 29th at Keeneland, of 4 furlongs and 50.2 seconds breezing, was the 33rd best out of the 44 workouts that day. The reason I see this one as my top selection is the drop in class. Also, a little bit of stretching back out a bit from the last time. And also, the workouts are showing off that it's doing well. Ran second against Tougher last time. Has early kick speed, so maybe the pace setter. And if this one can stay on to be the pace setter and stay up there for the lead with no issues at all, you should see this one coming in a great chance to win at a nice price. So again, for my top selection for race number 6, it is Fun Finder at morning line odds at 8-1. Now my second choice, it is the number 7 in Libden. And Libden is morning line odds at 6-1. Is by Ghost Sapper out of a mine shaft mare. Last time ran on March 9th at Aqueduct, going a mile distance in the Busher Stakes. Had to go 5 or 6 wide in the upper length and just got tired and weakened and was 6th by 11 lengths. The race before that, it ran on January 27th at Aqueduct in the Ruthless Stakes. Got chased inside and got tired, so got 5th by 9 lengths. Was 4th but lost and got 5th by 9 lengths. The workouts have been on March 1st at Belmont Park. Did 4 furlongs and 47.2 seconds. Breezing was the best out of the 84 workouts that day. The last workout was on March 27th at Belmont. The 5 furlongs and 1 minute, 2 seconds. Breezing was the 6th best out of the 14 workouts that day. What I see here is the drop in class today. Luis Saez is on board, so he should be able to get this horse get her into great positioning. And with that a little bit of outside help to be able to get inside because it's the farthest that's been out at the distance at the post. It's been in a lot more post position, close to post positions. So it could find a good clearing if Louise Size could get her out well. Should be able to get up there for a good shot at a great price. So again, for my second choice in race number 6, it is the number 7, and living at 6-1. Again, my top selection is the number 3, Fun Finder at 8-1. Now we're going to go on to race number 7. The race number 7 is going 5.5 furlongs on the turf. It is the Paradise Turf Sprint Stakes for $100,000. We got a field of about 14 running. We also got some also eligibles. My top selection there, it is going to be the number 8, Gladiator King, morning line odds at 8-1. Is by Curlin out of a Hennessy mare. It is 2 for 3 on the turf and at the distance. This is the first time running at Keeneland Park. At Keeneland. The last time ran was March 23rd at Gulfstream Park in the Hutchison. Was able to get first by 4 lengths. Was sent in and was driving and won it by 4 lengths. The last time before that, it ran on March 2nd in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. Got up there fast, was a good second, trying to stick with the pace setter, and emptied after the halfway pull. So was able to get 11th by 33 lengths. The workouts have been on October 10th at Gulfstream Park West, 3 furlongs at 38 seconds. Breeze Gallop was the second best out of the second 2 workouts that day. The last workout was on December 7th, 4 furlongs and 49.2 seconds. Breezing was the best out of the 2 workouts that day. Well, I'm seeing here with this one, it's a dropping class, S1. The jockey would be an issue if it had a little stronger jockey aboard, would have a better shot. But I'm thinking with the little dropping a bit in class is a help. The turf would be no problem. Should show the speed and all that well. If no issues happen, we'll be able to get out there fast and stay up in there for a great win at a great price. So again, my top selection is the number 8, Gladiator King at 8-1. For my second choice, I am going with the number 12. The number 11, the number 11, Strike Silver. Strike Silver is morning line odds at 12-1. Is by Violence out of a Puppet Mare. Last time ran on November 2nd on the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint. Had to steady and was able to get in there and hemmed and got second. Well, I got 7th by 6.5 lengths. The last time, the time before that, it ran on October 7th in the Inland Summer. Got bumped hard, going 5.5 furlongs on the turf, firm turf. was able to got bumped hard, steadied, got bothered up in the upper lane, and was able to get first by a neck. So was passing all the foes after getting bumped hard. The workouts have been March 20th, a 4 furlongs and 49.3 seconds breeze gallop was the best out of the 6 workouts that day. The last workout was on March 28th, a 4 furlongs and 49.3 seconds breezing was the third best out of the 9 workouts that day. With this little dropping class is a great help after that big loss at Churchill Downs in the Breeders' Cup. Facing a little bit easier this time as running against one of the winners of the race, Bulletin, which won that race back in November. Also running in here, so it may be a little repeat. If nothing happens and doesn't get steady or nothing, I'm thinking that Strike Silver, who should have a great race to come in the money, or at least if it doesn't come in to win, it should get up there to get a great price and in the money. So my second choice in race number 7 is the number 11, Strike Silver at 12-1. Again, my top selection in the 7th race is the number 8, Gladiator King at 8-1. Now on to race number 8, the last race. It is going 7 furlongs for claiming $20,000, non-winners of 2. We got a field of 12 plus some also eligibles in there, 2 more also eligibles. So maybe at 12, if anything happens, you'll see some of the other horses go up in there. So for my top selection in the last race, I'm going to go with the number 9, Pandama Beach. Pandama Beach is at 4-1 morning line by Candy Ride out of a Harlan's Holiday Mare. Last time ran on January 11th at Aqueduct, going a mile distance for optional claiming $30,000. Had to go 3 to 4 wide on the turn. Was driving and was lost that race by 31 lengths. The time before that ran on December 8th at Aqueduct, going 6 furlongs. Going 6 furlongs for allowance $70,000, non-winners of 1. Went 8 wide, upper in the side, so was 8th most of the way through until the stretch and would pass the one other horse to get 7th by 12 lengths. Well, I see with this one, the workouts have been on March 14th at Keeneland training track. It was 3 furlongs and 39.4 seconds breezing was the last best out of the 8 workouts. So it was 8th for the 8 workouts. The last workout was on March 22nd at Keeneland with 4 furlongs and 47.4 seconds breezing. Was the third best out of the 11 workouts that day. What I'm seeing here with this horse is a small little dip in class, not too much, but just a bit. Stretching back out, a little shortening in distance is a plus. And James Graham is aboard. James Graham knows how to get horses, especially at Keeneland. Has had a very great record at Keeneland. Knows how to get the horses into position well over there. So you should see this one coming up strong late. After this is the first time running 7 furlongs. They tried a mile distance in 6.5 furlongs, and they had a shot. A great race, except back in November 10th at Churchill Downs, was able to win a race. She was able to win a race that day for maiden $76,000. But this one is a little up from that one, but should help out. This dropping class was previously trained by Steve Asmussen, so he knows how to get the horses into position well. If he knows where to put the horses in. It's Ben Colebrook is the trainer now, so should be able to get this horse into position well again. If hopefully the workouts it shows that it has a great work and all that. So we'll see what happens. So again, for my top selection in race number 8, it is the number 9 Impenita Beach at 4-1. My second choice, it is going to be the number 6 5-Star Factor. 5-Star Factor morning line odds at 3-1 is by the Factor out of a 5-star day mare. Last time ran on February 21st at Oakland Park, a 6 furlongs on a muddy track for claiming $30,000, non-winners of 2. Was able to get in there and hang out, and it was evenly to get a good 6th by 8 3/4 lengths. Then the time before that, ran on January 16th at Delta Downs. Allowance $40,000, non-winners of 2. Was grueling inside, getting a good speed figure. Was the pace, grueling, fighting all the other horses out pretty good distance. Got tired down towards the end of the finish line. Got tired to get a good 3rd by 2 1/4 lengths. What I'm seeing here, the last time this horse ran at this distance, ran once back at Churchill Downs on November 23rd of 2017. So it's a drop in class today. Dropping a bit in class. This is even farther than from what it was been running before. It has been running in allowances until the last race back in February, excuse me. Has a good speed against today's starters. Should have some good speed figures. They're running good. So again, for my second choice in the race number 8, it is the number 6 5-Star Factor at 3-1. I'll be trying to give you guys some more selections for sports and also horse racing. Just listen up and see when I'm going to be coming on. I'll do some shows live so you guys can hear my live selections live. But most of the time I have to try to do these recordings because I have other things going on. Like these next few days I got to do some extra work some other places, so I won't be able to be on to do a podcast or go live to do a show and give out my selections. So remember, when you're cashing with the wolf, it's howling time. Good luck, everyone, and let's cash in those tickets. Hope to see everyone and hear from everyone on. Till next time. Catch everyone later.